Hey guys, I'm Harsh. Welcome once again to Law School 101. Today we'll be doing part 2 of Course of Action. In the previous part, we dealt with the introduction and we did some questions as well. In this part also, we'll continue with the questions and we'll try to clear our concept over this topic. So let's begin. We start with question number 4 of the entire series, but question number 1 of our slide. So before I do any question, you're always requested to pause the video and do it yourself, and then when I explain the question, then your understanding will be much better. So what happens in this question is that the Indian industry venturing into the Western markets is facing tough competition from the Japanese. So in the Western European markets, um, our Indian electronic industry is doing it's trying to make its name, but the Japanese people are being a tough nut to crack. They are providing India a lot of competition, and things are getting tough for India. So what can we do? Number one says that India should search for other international markets for its product. Now, some of you may say that no, this should not be because we cannot be pussies, right? We need to battle them, we need to get better than them. But if you look at it practically, then I think it's a really viable course of action, because if your products are not working in one place, then try working them in some another place. Because in the end, a company's goal, an industry's goal is to generate profits, right? Doesn't matter if it's from Europe or it's from Africa. As long as there are profits, it should be fine. So one would follow. Two says that India should improve the quality of the products and compete with Japanese. This is an idealistic course of action. Obviously, this would also follow. And whereas one is a much realistic course of action, because we know that we cannot always improve our quality. Okay, because the Japanese are, anyways, leave that topic. But second one is then idealistic solution, whereas first one is a more practical based solution. So both in itself are pretty good. So the answer should be both 1 and 2 follow. Let's move on. Question number 5. A recent study shows that children below 5 die in the developing countries mainly of diarrhea and parasite intestinal worms. Now the condition is really bad here. What can we do? First one says that governments of the developed nations should take adequate measures to improve the hygienic conditions in the cities. Now, if you have marked this as your answer, then I think you missed something small but very important. That is the word developed. Now, in our question blurb, these are called as blurb, or we call it as question statement. They were talking exclusively of developing countries, and in our course of action, they wrote the word developed nations. Now, if you did not notice this and you marked this, your answer would definitely be wrong, because once they wrote the word developed, now everything is completely irrelevant to us. It does not matter what they do, our problem is concerned with developing countries only. So it's irrelevant, it's not viable. Okay. Statement 2. Children below 5 years in the of the developing countries, okay, this one is right this time, need to be brought under constant medication. Now, if you have marked this one as your correct answer, then I am sorry, you are wrong. Why? Because they've used the word constant medication. They are saying that everyone below 5 years need to be brought under constant medication. Now, had it been talking about vaccination or prevention of the diseases, it would have been fine. But medication, not everyone needs medication, right? Only those who are sick need medication. We cannot just give medicines to any child even if they are not sick. In fact, it may lead to some side effects. So medication is only for the sick people, and bringing everyone in under medication would be just stupid, right? So statement number two gone. So answer would be neither one nor two follow. Okay, so I hope you understood this. Now let's move on to question number six. The sale of a particular product has gone down considerably, causing great concern to the company. Okay, first course of action, the company should make a proper study of the rival products. Obviously, they should, and if they have to beat their rivals, they need to know what is making them strong. So, uh, course of action number one will obviously follow. Number two says that the price of the product should be reduced and the quality should be improved. Now, you may be tempted to mark this, but let me tell you why this won't follow. So, let's say we are selling laptops in an age where smartphones and tablets have completely taken over. No matter how good the quality of a laptop is, no matter how cheap it is for its price, it still won't sell because laptops have just gone outdated. It's the age of smartphones. Laptops won't survive. So what I'm trying to say that unless we don't know what cause is leading to the concern of to the company, we cannot just hop on to any course of action that may help us. So this may help us, but this will only help us if we know that the reason for the concern is the quality or the price of the product. We don't know what is leading to the cause of concern to the company. So had it been the price or the quality, then yes, obviously improve on that. But if you don't know what is leading to it as per the question statement, then no, we cannot um, take this as a course of action. So answer to this will be only one follows. So I hope you got this one. Let's move on to the next question. Now this is from AILET 2019. Let's try these questions. They have given instruction beforehand, and then the statements and course of actions will be lined up. You just have to follow these options. Okay, Light Up company has rejected the first lot of switches supplied by a company and cancelled its huge order, quoting use of inferior quality material, poor craftsmanship. First one says that the company needs to investigate functioning of its purchase, production and quality control departments. Purchase because they have bought inferior material, production because of their poor craftsmanship, and quality because of, again, the inferior quality material. So obviously these three departments definitely need to be investigated because they are causing problems to the company. Let's try option number two, or this course of action number two. The company should inspect all the valves rejected by light up company. Obviously, man, they need to inspect them. They need to see what was the inferiority that they are talking about, so they don't commit that same mistake once again. Because it's a huge order, it's a huge problem, and the solution needs to be in proportion. So obviously, one will follow, and two will also need to be followed. So the answer will be both 1 and 2 follows, that is option number C. Now let's move on. Question number 8. The state government is expecting bumper crop of wheat this year under its wheat purchase guarantee scheme. First said that other farmers should start cultivation of the wheat from next year. Um, had they not started, does this course of action even matter? I don't think so, because this might be even problematic for the farmers, because if the supply is huge, then obviously the price will fall down because there is so much of wheat. They will have to sell all of them, and to sell all of them, they will have to reduce their price. So obviously one won't follow. In fact, it can be counter productive to them. So I don't think so. One should follow just because there is bumper crop this year and you should go them next year. Does not make sense. Okay. Statement two: the price of wheat will increase in the open market. If you have marked this as your answer, then I think your basic concepts are wrong here, because this is not even a course of action in the first place. This is just a random statement. It is not suggesting anything, it is not solving anything, it's just saying like that the price of wheat will increase. Does not matter, so will not follow. Let's try the last question of this slide. The eligibility for appearing in the CAT for the law in the state of X has now raised to 70% from 60%. Course of action number one: many candidates from the state of X may not appear in this year and may appear from other states. Again, this is not a course of action. This is more like a conclusion or an inference or something like that. So we can't pick this up, right? I discussed this in this part. Okay. Now, what the second says: at pre-examination screening, candidates obtaining less than 70% will have to be eliminated. Um, since the eligibility has been raised to 70%, and if a candidate has obtained less than 70%, then he will have to be eliminated. Obviously, man, they will have to be eliminated because that's a criteria that has been set here. So this is more like an obvious solution, or obvious, not even solution, should be an obvious um, course of action. Like if you have set the eligibility as 70%, you will have to eliminate below the 70% mark. So this would follow, this would be a definite follow-up. So option 2 would follow, so answer would be B, that is only 2 follows, and here answer would be D, that is none of these. So we are marking B and D on basis of these instructions. So now we have come to the end of this slide. I hope you guys have learned something new. Follow Law School 101 on Instagram and subscribe to us on YouTube for daily updates. And most importantly, thank you for watching my video. And most importantly, take care of yourself. And we'll meet in our new video.